All right, so Dr. Stephen Greer, the guy who's been at the center of the UFO disclosure movement for, over 30 years now? Well, he just dropped an absolute bombshell. On the very first episode of his new podcast, he put out this incredibly urgent warning. He says a massive, coordinated leak of classified information is about to go down. So what's he really saying is about to be revealed? Let's get into it and break down what he claims is happening. So check this out. This is the absolute core of his message. He's not talking about something that's going to happen, someday in the future. He's claiming that right now, as in immediately, a whole team of high-level defectors from these super-secret programs are getting ready to go public. He's saying this isn't just another small leak, not at all. This is it. This is the main event.
Right, so key point number 1, a disclosure is imminent. And this is the big thing you got to understand. He's not making some vague prediction for down the road. He's framing this as a planned, controlled release of information that's happening right now, an event he's convinced is going to change, everything.
And look, to be fair, Greer isn't just pulling this out of thin air. He says this moment is the culmination of a 34-year-long effort. 34 years! It's what he calls the Disclosure Project, and in that time, he claims to have debriefed over 700 whistleblowers. We're talking people from the military, from intelligence, from the corporate world, and that context is absolutely key if you want to understand why he's making such a huge claim right now.
Okay, so if this massive disclosure is really happening, you got to ask, who's been keeping all this secret for so long? And that question brings us right to the heart of the conflict Dr. Greer describes. He says that to get what's really at stake here, you have to understand that the group in charge, it's not who you think it is.
So, according to Greer's sources, what we've really got are two governments running side by side. It's kind of laid out right here. On one hand, you've got the government we all know about, the constitutional one with presidents, Congress, all that. But he claims they've been totally pushed aside on this topic, completely in the dark since the 1950s. The real power, he says, is with this other group, a secret transnational organization that's operating illegally, controlling all the tech, and answering to absolutely no one.
And this quote, wow, it just perfectly captures the power dynamic Greer's talking about. He tells this story about a briefing back in 1997 with Admiral Tom Wilson. Now, this wasn't just some random guy. He was the head of intelligence for the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And when he tried to get access to these hidden programs, he was shut down. Not just denied, but actually threatened. And his alleged response just says it all. It's checkmate. Basically, he was admitting he was totally powerless against this secret group and the technology they had.
And that technology, that brings us to what Greer insists is the biggest secret of all. He says, look, the story isn't really about aliens coming to visit us. No, the real story, the one that matters, is about the unbelievable technology we have supposedly reverse-engineered from their craft.
So first up, he calls them ARVs. That stands for Alien Reproduction Vehicles. And it's exactly what it sounds like. These are craft built by humans, reverse-engineered from extraterrestrial tech. But here's the kicker, and you gotta remember this part for later. After decades of working on this in secret, they're now so advanced, you literally can't tell them apart from an authentic ET vehicle.
And then there's the real game changer, zero-point energy. Just think about this. It's described as a way to pull limitless, totally clean energy right from the quantum vacuum, from the very fabric of space-time itself. I mean, the implications are just staggering. Greer claims that if this one technology were released, it could solve the climate crisis and end global poverty. Not in 100 years, but within a single generation.
Okay, so this is where the whole story takes a really dark turn. Because if this incredible, world-saving technology actually exists, why aren't we using it? Well, Greer's answer is that it is being used, just not for good. It's being used to stage a giant hoax.
And that's the big question here, right? It just doesn't make sense. If this technology for a better world exists, why fake an alien invasion? Why would a group holding the keys to a utopia decide to create a dystopia instead? Well, according to Greer, it's all part of a very long-term psychological warfare op, and it's all designed for one thing: control.
And here's why they do it, according to Greer. Think about it. If you use those ARVs, the ones that look just like the real thing, to fake a threat from space, well, you could consolidate all military and industrial power. You could keep your stranglehold on the energy sector. You could control the entire population through fear. And ultimately, you could push the whole world into some kind of dystopian, totalitarian system. It's a really dark vision, what he calls a disclosure that serves secrecy.
And here's the thing.
Greer says this isn't some new plan they just cooked up. He points back to a pretty chilling warning, supposedly from Wernher von Braun himself, the father of the American space program. Von Braun allegedly told a spokesperson decades ago that the final card the military-industrial complex would play, the last trick up their sleeve to hold on to power, would be a faked alien threat from outer space.
So let's bring it all together. You've got this imminent disclosure, you've got this secret parallel government, and you have this terrifying plan for a hoaxed threat. According to Dr. Greer, it all leads us to this one critical moment, a massive fork in the road for all of humanity.
And this is the choice, laid out plain and simple. Path A, we go down the road of continued secrecy. We get a fake alien war, a future built on fear and destruction, and a planet that keeps getting worse. Or Path B, peaceful disclosure. We use this incredible technology to build what he calls a Type 1 civilization. I'm talking about a world with a healed biosphere, an end to poverty, a real utopian future. I mean, the stakes literally could not be any higher. And he says the choice is up to us.
Greer leaves us with this one final story. It's about a U.S. Air Force colonel who supposedly asked an extraterrestrial being, "What's in all this for us, for humanity?" And the answer he got back was, "A new world, if you can take it." And according to Dr. Greer, that's exactly where we stand today. The technology for a completely new world is right here, in our hands. The only question is, what happens next? Do we have the courage to actually take it?